welcome. My name is Geraldine. I'm in Studio 10 and I'm joined today with Angela. I'm wondering, Angela, can you explain what the EU Leader Programme is and how it supports rural communities where youth can find out more about this programme?
Well, I work with Kilkenny Leader Partnership as a development officer for the last 20 years. And it is an EU funded programme. So we're guardians of that public money. And we support rural communities by providing them with help from us to develop their projects. So part of my role would be to handhold to, if they have like a seed idea in their head for how they might like to develop their community, that we help them to make that happen. And we support the communities, and that includes the youth. So we're very interested in the youth being part of the EU Leader funded programmes, because without the youth, the next generation, won't develop.
Yeah, so we'll be lost.
Yes, we very much welcome the youth to be part of the project.
Sounds like a very hands-on job.
It is. Yeah.
What types of projects are eligible for funding through the EU Leader programme?
Okay, well, there's a myriad of different types of projects. So we support community projects, so like to make where you live a better place. Yeah. So we would put in, like, say, for instance, support for maybe walks around your community, or maybe having your own broadband network around your community. We also then support small businesses. So if, you have a business idea, and you want to develop that, we will help make that happen. Or if you have like an existing business and you want to grow it, we will do that. And my area is working with social enterprises, so the not-for-profit groups. So they're not like money-making machines, although they have to cover their costs. They will be providing like a very valuable service to their community where they have identified a gap, and we will support them to make that happen.
That sounds amazing, honestly. Another question is, how can young people get involved in EU Leader funded projects in their communities?
Well, literally just come and ask for the help. So, like, traditionally, I suppose in the past, young people, wouldn't have volunteered a lot, but I think that's kind of changing because they're particularly interested in biodiversity and climate action. So they're very interested in getting involved in their communities around, that area. So if like a community youth group have, an idea where they want to develop something in their rural community, if they come to their local development group with their seed idea, we would help them to look for funding.
Yeah, so there are different local development groups.
There are. So there's a different local development action group in each county.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
That makes it very easy to reach these resources as well.
Oh, it's very accessible. And like the last Leader programme has just finished and a new one is opening. So currently we are in the process of building and creating our local development strategy, and there's a huge focus on the next EU Leader funded programme to involve the youth, because as I said, traditionally in the past we wouldn't have engaged with like a huge amount of young people, but that is changing, and they really want young people to be involved in the next Leader programme.
That's amazing. We need to all grow, so that's good.
Yeah, well, we for our local development strategy, we have engaged with young people in Kilkenny, and we've asked them, how do they see the future of their community or their village, and so we've involved them at the start of the process, and we're hoping that they will come to us with some ideas for projects in the future.
That's really nice to include them all. And another one is, can you discuss a successful EU Leader Corporation project that has had a positive impact on rural communities?
Well, I'll tell you, I've been so lucky that the real nice part of the job is that on occasion you get to work with other EU countries. Yeah. So I went to Somerset, going back a very long time ago, where we looked at community trails. And as a result of that, we now have a network of trails all around Kilkenny, which are accessible for all, like the youth, and that was very successful. Last year we also did a project with the Young Irish Filmmakers, specifically targeting the youth, where they did an exchange with oh God, I can't remember what country it was now, but we did Finland, actually.
Finland.
So we did an exchange with Finland. So we brought over a group of students from Kilkenny, and they looked at the landscape in Finland and took photographs, etc. And they made a little movie, and then we did an exchange. So that had a really positive impact, and they're hoping that for the next Leader programme, they'll put in for another project where they will exchange with another EU country, and there's great cooperation, and especially around landscape and having respect for the landscape. So that's possibly what we'll do for the next Leader programme.
Oh, that sounds so fun, honestly, taking pictures, going to a different country, because a lot of young people haven't been to different countries.
Yeah, and it has ancillary benefits where some of these young people might never have had the opportunity to go because of the cost involved, and also navigating to get to those countries. I mean, particularly Finland, it's quite a long journey, lots of different trains, and it was a great experience for them, and they really learned from it and brought back what they learned to their own studio and the Young Irish Filmmakers. So it was really good.
That's really good. Can you also explain the role of local action groups in the EU Leader programme and how they contribute to project funding decisions?
Okay, so as I said, I work for Kilkenny Leader Partnership, which is the local action group for Kilkenny, and we're run by a voluntary board of directors. So they come together once a month, and they evaluate the projects that we bring to the table. So if you, as a young person, came to me with a project, I would make a presentation to our evaluation committee first. So they would evaluate the project and make recommendations, say we think this is a good way of spending the money, or it's not, or we need to change something, because we are guardians of that EU money. So we have to make sure that it's spent properly and that there's proper governance, etc. in place. So then it goes to our board, and they ratify the decision, or maybe not, of the evaluation committee, and then they get their funding to progress their project.
That's
so
amazing.
A lot of work goes into that. And our board are voluntary, so they're giving up their time for free, which is amazing. Yeah.
I'd say a lot of work should be put into it as well. You're investing in the future.
Absolutely, yeah. And people come with all different types of projects, and the majority of the time it's volunteers that we're working with who work diligently to make their project happen. Say, for instance, in Piltown in County Kilkenny, a group of people came together because they had problems with getting a fibre cable for their village, because they were it was going to be a long time before they were able to access this through the National Broadband Plan. So they came together as a group, and they have a fibre cable all around their village. And so they have high-speed broadband. Loads of people are able to work from home. People can game, students can do all their assignments and whatever. So, and that's a social enterprise. So the money that the community pays for their broadband is reinvested back into other community projects. So that little idea grows and grows and builds your community and brings people together.
That's so true. That's a really nice way of looking at it as well. Another question is, how can individuals or organizations apply for funding through the EU Leader program?
Well, they can just give me a call. And there's my colleagues as well. So if you just contact Kilkenny Leader Partnership, and the development officer will meet up with you, and we will guide you through the process.
Okay, that's perfect. Looking to the future, how do you see the EU Leader program evolving to continue supporting rural communities in Europe?
Well, our budget has been halved this year for the next Leader programme. So unfortunately, the funding is contracting all the time. So we're getting less and less money, which is very unfortunate, because if we don't continue to invest in rural communities, people won't live there because there won't be services. So we need to constantly lobby about how important it is for people to have access to services in rural communities. And I suppose where we come in is like supporting the people to develop their ideas, and that's a really good part of the job.
Okay, I'm really sad to hear about not getting funding and all those kind of things, but we hope that we will get a lot more funding so we can, like you said, invest in the future, invest in the youth, so that we can have a brighter future.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. My name is Geraldine once again. Thanks for joining us with the Twilight Community Group.